We're going to duocast another night. I've got to talk to you a little bit about duocasting before we actually do that. So best of luck though to everyone else in the game as we get underway. If you are in the game, friends list so I can add you on the... Okay. I'm gonna have to go through and clean out my friend invitation though, because I did not know hit the 300 limit. I may have to clear everyone and then just start over. I don't know exactly who still is active and who isn't. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. I'm going to see if I can throw out a Twitch message to everyone and say, if you are active, please send me a message if you are interested in playing games. What I might do, especially for high-end streamers, what they do is they actually invite and delete people, add friends and delete people as games go, because this stream is getting crazy. There's so many people. Like, I did not think this stream would ever get this massive. You guys are amazing, and I love you all, and hopefully all of you will get to be in a Shoutcasted game eventually. But earlier when it was like 10 people were the only people that would ever watch, it was easy to get games underway. But now that we have actually gotten underway in this game, blue team versus purple team, apologize for those people who are not able to get in the game. I understand if you rage quit and leave the stream and don't ever follow me. I understand. I'm so sorry. This is just how it has to happen for this game alone tonight. But I will be streaming another time this week, so hopefully you can get into those games as well if you hang around and send me a message. That way I know that you need to be in a game, and I will make sure you get into a game. But I'm going to go ahead and add a contact on my Skype, and that way I have this dude, who is my Skype bro. Add two contacts. There we go. But the bands through here, blue team versus purple team, as always. Kelton, Thresh, Lucian banned out by blue team. A lot of those ADCs, as well as that Thresh support, not wanting Pachinator to get onto that Thresh, or anyone else. His last game was a different player other than Pachinator that had that Thresh. LeBlanc, Vi, and Twitch being banned out by purple team. Another ADC, very strong jungler, as well as LeBlanc being banned out. Very, very powerful mage that she is, being able to jump in and back to do a lot of burst damage. Dynamic Styre starting it off with that Ashe pick in that bottom lane ADC route. It is apparently one of his favorite ADCs, and best of luck to him playing in this very high-ranking game. Ruse on that Lee Sin, once again, we saw him in that last game playing some amazing kicks and flying in, got second blood in that top lane, revenge kill on the Olaf that was up there. You lost, taking that Nidalee in that, I think, mid lane, or possibly support Nidalee, as she does have a lot of damage with those spears. Mr. Mac Miller 69 playing once again the mid lane, but this time going to be going Orianna with a flash ignite, taking that aggressive route. Very, very critical with those team fights, being able to use that dissonance to just massive damage, pull the entire enemy team together, and do an incredible amount of damage. Ruse was the Thresh, now he's on the Lee Sin. Okay, thank you for that correction, Bouncing Foil, appreciate that. I don't always remember everything. Grudu on the Shyvana, taking that flash ignite as well, wants to go aggressive, will be in that top lane it looks like. That Twin Bite's going to be doing massive amounts of damage, as well as on Shyvana, all you have to do is build tank, and you still do enough damage to take down an enemy pull close. Okay, that poll was up for a while, but glad that it is now closed. Shakooper on the covering over this Graves pick does have the jungle pick, but I think he's going to be trading with the Lee Sin, going to be switching that up, so we'll be Shakooper on Lee Sin, and Lee Sin as the ADC Graves. Dragon's Rage to Damoof, or Dragon Rage, taking a Jace in that top lane. Now this game is getting exciting. I haven't seen Jace played in a game since like Season 2, maybe early Season 3. He's been gone for a while. Welcome back, Jace, to League of Legends. Huge fist bump out there to Dragon Rage for playing the awesome new champion Jace in the game. Quark Z on the Shaco jungle route. Now you see me, now you don't. going to be taking the jungle Shaco. I haven't seen a Shaco in a while as well. I am so excited to see what he builds on that, whether it is an AD Shaco or AP, all of the damage Shaco. Joshimitsu, I think that's 11, Joshimitsu 11, on the Lux in the mid lane, or no, the support Lux in that bottom lane. Taking our time though, still having over, there's that lock-in in that bottom lane, going to be getting a lot of those beautiful snares down. Nobody going for the Leona or the Braum picks support. How interesting. As Pachinator now has to decide what is he going to go. He is going to pick a Morgana support as his support in that bottom lane. Usually Pachinator is on the Thresh or Morgana. Thresh is his classic support, and if he doesn't get that, he is going to go to his second classic support of the Morgana in that bottom lane. Once again, apologize to everyone who is unable to make it into the game. Hopefully you can watch this game and enjoy it, and I can get you into a game later on this week. Now, running through everyone and their play champions and positions real fast. Dynamic Styre on the Ashe in that bottom lane ADC. Dr. Macmillan with the mid lane Orianna for Team Blue. Gerudo in that top lane Shyvana turning dragon form and taking everybody out. Joshimitsu in that bottom lane support Lux, be beautiful to watch. And Quartz with that mid or jungle Shaco, going to be very fun to jump around and do a lot of damage. Ruse on the Graves bottom lane ADC. You lost Nidalee mid lane. Chakooper on that jungle Lee Sin, Dragon Rage on that top lane Jason, Pachinator on the Morgana support in that bottom lane. Whew, made it through everybody for Team Purple. A little bit of a mastery switch up there from Dynamic Styre at that last second. Now that we have 3 minutes, I'm going to run through everyone and their champions once again. If you guys are GG Shaco, we lose. But you are the Shaco. You are the Shaco. I don't understand. Thank you, Mr. Crypt, for continuing to keep my stream as amazing as possible with all of these very, very cool commands coming out here. That way you can just check out what my Facebook page is and go and find out for when I actually stream. I usually let people know a couple hours in advance. You guys are awesome. So, couple predictions coming out here. I love both teams' lineup so much. I am so excited for this Shaco just as much as I'm excited for this Jace. This is going to be an amazing game. If you are in the game right now in the loading screen and are still in the chat watching and listening to this shoutcast, give me a votation for the team name. Give me a team name that you are interested in. Looks like Mr. Crip is cleaning out a lot of the commands of it, so sorry people for the spam, but it will happen. Mr. Crip is one of my favoritist mods who is always on and helping out, and I appreciate him every moment of every day. So give that guy a pat on the back, for he is amazing. If you have a team name, though, and are interested in shouting it out, I will add it and make sure that it is on Facebook, as well as YouTube, as well as Twitch when I get all of those things up. Team, I'm not using that. Team Briar, I like that. The Mighty Turtles. Team Mighty Turtles. Why am I still on that game? I should be in the 3-minute loading game at the moment. So, properties, Team Mighty Turtles versus Team Big Blank. I like that. Team Mighty Turtles versus Team Big 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. We're gonna check how that is. There we go. Team Mighty Turtles versus Team Big Blanks. Gotta add a space in there, and that way everyone knows exactly what is going on. Very cool. Now we got the team names here. Throwing it out there. Team Mighty Turtles is gonna take this one. No problem at all. No, I am excited to see this Shaco in the jungle. Gonna see what he can do with that. Those boxes always are game changers if he can place them in the right positions, as well as Shyvana. Late game is just gonna dominate. Orianna early game, so much damage. I think they have a really good team composition. However, Purple Team's poke could destroy them before they ever get a chance to take the game to a winning streak. So we're going to see which team takes it for a win in just a couple seconds here. However, the real exciting thing is to see if this team, if this Lee Sin can survive not giving first blood. So often Lee Sins actually give first blood when I shoutcast. It is hilarious, but we're going to see if they can, if he can survive and make it through right now. as we get these team names underway. There we go. Gonna have to edit scene and actually move it a little bit to make sure that the versus is in the middle, as we are now Team Mighty Turtles versus Team Big Blanks. Cast your vote. 1 purple, 2 what did I say? I said Team Blue. So exclamation mark vote 2. Vote for 1 for purple team if you think blue team is going to win. You have now cast your vote for blue. Awesome, Nightbot. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that. My vote is on Team Blue Team. We're going to find out if they win it all the way. We got some beautiful skins here. As everyone knows, the skin means that you are more skillful than the enemy team if you have a skin. We've got Graves, Mafia Graves here as Ruse. You lost playing that Headhunter Nidalee. I have that skin. I love that skin. Awesome brofist for you, man. You rock. Pool Party Lee Sin. Cooper. That's gonna be such a strange name to say. Cooper. With that Lee Sin. Dark Flame Shyvana. Great skin as well. Love to see that when she goes into dragon form. And then the Steel Legion Lux. Have that skin. Brofist for you. You rock as well. Love when I've got the same skins as some people. So many great skins coming out here. I love skins. I know they don't do anything and I spend all my money on League of Legends, but whatever, man. It's still a game. I love it. It's cool. It's cool. Vote 2 for the Shaco team. I voted for Team 2-2. It's how we roll. I'm not sure though about honestly, just let's. I shouldn't have let Patchinator in this game. And I apologize for everyone who's watching that was in the last game, because yes, Patchinator was going through a lot of lag and problematic stuff, but no matter how much you DC, if you're on League and if you're playing, you should play through a game. And I feel bad that I allowed Patchinator in on this game, so if you're listening, Patchinator, know that it was... I'm not going to say it was a mistake, but in the future, if you rage quit and quit out, I'm not going to let you in games, and I'm going to have whoever does take command of a game to leave. What I think I will do is I will, in the future, make team captains and try to make the game a lot more organized, and that way, if I have team captains, they can kind of shuffle all the players around and make a lot more sense of what's going on in the game. And then I will do it, since it has gotten this big and I have so many followers and so many players, I will do it invite only. I invite every person that comes into the game, and that way it is very clean who all gets exactly invited, and I can control the amount of people that come into it. It may be just a random basis of who gets invited. I may just pick from the chat and say, hey, this person, jump into it. But it is going to be a lot more organized. So now that we are into the game, I'm going to go ahead and put everyone in their correct positions. We already have Morgana down there as support. We're going to put Lux right next to her as the ADC's Graves, and Ashe will follow suit. In the mid lane, Nidalee versus that Orianna. Then the junglers, Lee Sin versus Shaco. And in that top lane, Shyvana versus Jace, playing it Season 3 style. So Lee Sin has already stated, I'm giving first blood. It's going to happen. Don't worry about that. You guys make me laugh so much. You can see here Joshimitsu 11 coming down here, going to be protecting this Shaco. Shaco actually got a nice box there, doing a little bit of damage to purple team, as both Cooper and You Lost taking a little bit of poke damage from that box. Does look like that Shaco is going a little bit AP route, because that box did a pretty good amount of damage, and unless you go full AP, boxes usually don't do that much damage. But Morgana going ahead and throwing a ward over, going to be given some vision, but you can't see into that bush. You can just know if somebody's around there, walking in and out of that bush. So hopefully they will get this game underway. Looks like a lot of blue team is collecting around this red buff for Shaco, just kind of protecting him in case purple decides to invade. But it looks like Lee Sin will be starting blue buff for himself. Even though he does not need the mana, it will give him level 2 quite early, and so he will then be able to make his way towards the top lane. What this means is that both jungles will get to the top lane about the same time if they jungle and farm at the same rate. Shaco, I believe, will actually beat Lee Sin by a pretty heavy amount due to having those boxes on his side. That's like an extra probably dozen and a half auto attacks that do a lot of damage Jace is already up here with that glowing, beautiful hammer, ready to smack down some damage. There's that red buff already finished off. Shaco not even needing a leash, as he's then going to auto-attack this red buff lizard down. Lee Sin is now actually, I think, just getting ready to finish his blue buff. His smite has been used, so now he's going to be starting to make his way towards the other buff. Shaco pretty heavily already in the lead, as he did get that red buff early, as well as red buff actually allows you to farm faster, especially as a Shaco, than Lee Sin does, because Lee Sin has the blue buff, which only gives him a little bit faster cooldowns on his abilities, and not much else, as Shaco gets the extra damage. Already finished his wraiths. Looks like Lee Sin will be making his way towards that red buff. Now he's just going to ward it, so that way if Shaco does show up, he's got vision on him. Good job playing it safe. Rue's in that bottom lane, continuing to get a little bit of farm. He actually is down in farm. Ash a little bit in advantage, while Jason, that top lane, getting a lot of damage down onto Gerudo. Will this be first blood? There's the jump. The flash forced by Gerudo is going to cause him to go ahead and use a potion, and he is going to be fighting a hard battle up there in that top lane. There's Shaco grabbing blue buff here in the jungle. Ruzo only at 4 farm versus the 10 by Jace, who does have a great advantage with that auto-attacking. Shaco may be making his way up here, though, for an attack, as First Blood has not been taken yet. Purple team only barely in the lead. You saw it just tick over there to another 100 gold. Shaco actually jumping in. I think Jay saw him with that potentially coming in, but was not able to hit him with that Q, so he was not slowed. There's that knockback from the hammer. Shaco is actually just going to back off from that. Maybe turning around and trying to fight it instead. It's going to be hard to tell, as Shyvana is still pretty low health. Looks like Lee Sin did try to gank in the mid lane, but was not successful, as Orianna is able just to shield herself and still has pretty good vision with that orb running around. So Shaco did do a full rotation and is now coming behind the lines of Jace. There's another Q coming out here. He's trying to teleport away. Will he be able to make it? There's the Ignite by Shaco. He is teleported away, but the Ignite's going to finish him off, and that's going to be First Blood. Shaco taking it in that top lane. Well played, Shaco, Jace says, as he did die just after teleporting to the tower. A beautiful Ignite, and that's going to put Jace down a little bit. But Shyvana was still forced to back and was only able to pick up boots and some pots, as Jace is able to pick up a second Dorian's Blade and some pots as well. So how much in the end did it really help Shyvana? Not that much, but a nice snare from Lux is going to come in here. Pachinator being taken down to about half health here. Does have that spell shield, and so we'll be able to negate Lux's damage and ultimate when she gets it. If Pachinator has it available, there's a little bit of that defile ground, as Dynamic Sty are doing a great job of farming. Well, actually, I'm sorry, not doing that great of a job. Farming actually has been put down a little bit. 16 farm to Graves 27. He does have a little bit more burst damage, as Dragon Rage does go down onto Gerudo again, puts him down to about half health there, as the Shyvana is going to have to be very careful. Josh getting off some nice snares. Dynamic Sty having a little bit of trouble following up, though, on those snares, just trying to keep farm up here. There's Morgana getting a little bit of damage with that Spell Thief's Edge, going to be taking off the gold from that. Shyvana in that top lane drinking up potions, just wanting to be able to do the best. And guys, why am I still on loading screen? You gotta remind me. Mr. Crip, send me a message when I do that kind of shit. There we go. Now we're officially in game with the professional overlay. That is what we want to see in this Shoutcast game. You lost in the mid lane, going ahead and use there we go. Mr. Crib actually did message me, but just a hair too late, as the game, as I actually recognized it myself. I just got to be a little bit more prepared for it. So in that bottom lane, Ashe actually being forced to flash away, as Morgana got a nice spell binding off, and that is going to force Ashe to use that flash. I don't think Ashe has used the heal yet. No, the heal was used as well, and so she is not going to have that when the fight gets underway if they try to tower dive this. And there we go. We should be able to get this beautiful team names here for everyone to see. There we go. In that top lane, Jace is going to be jumping on to Shyvana once again. Got knocked off to the side, so that Chu Cooper didn't actually land that Q. Gerudo now running for her life as she is headed down the river. Purple team in full pursuit. Lee Sin did land a Q that time, got the nice slow, as Gerudo is now chasing. Orianna's not paying attention, though. Jace is chasing in, the damage is down. She is still staying there. Orianna just not paying attention. A bit of lack of communication there, as Orianna was not paying attention, did not see as Shyvana made her way all the way down and actually turned to fight before being killed right beside that tower. How unfortunate. Dr. Mac actually hitting one of those little traps by Nidalee, giving a little bit of vision. Nidalee, even though she has no mana, can still go into cat form and farm up mid lane without any problem at all. In that mid lane, Orianna has done quite well, 54 to 37 farm. Nidalee lacking a little bit, but she may come back late game, as Nidalee is able to farm very well late game. Pachinier throwing out seeking Dark Binding, but did not land on anybody or a minion. Neither team has backed in that bottom lane, as Graves is down, up a good bit. He actually still has a health potion, as blue team has been struggling to get that poke down. We are still 1-1. Purple team at a slight advantage though, with very good farming, as they are now about 400 gold in the lead. Shyvana is starting to get pretty good tanky up there, but it looks like Dr. Mac will be going in on Nidalee, taking several tower shots for it. Not enough damage. That orb movement just a little bit too far behind. Ash still trying to farm up here in that bottom lane. Dynamic Star down to about half health here. Yoshimitsu is trying to keep her alive. Throws down that shield. Will it be enough? Morgana's looking for that spellbind, or sorry, Dark Binding, but it is not enough to actually land. Shaco still farming the jungle very strongly, 26 to 26. Lee Sin is now moving towards that top lane. Garuda taking a heavy amount of damage in that top lane, as Jace now 43 farm to 27. Shyvana still struggling. Looks like Ashe got another Dark Binding in that bottom lane. She was trying to back, and that Dark Binding just stopped her from backing and made it even more slow, as now Lux is just farming up as well as she can, with Ashe being gone. Oh, Red also informed me to move the team names. I'm sorry. Now that we are a little bit better in the game, that we won't have to deal with that as much. Yoshimitsu gonna go ahead and back as well in that bottom lane. So a couple of items coming out here. A tier actually being started both by Jace and Nidalee in that mid lane. They're gonna have a lot of mana for days. They did see Shaco up here, does have the double buff as well, but he's just going to hop over the wall of Baron and get out of that without any problem. Did throw down a box in that bush. Jace was able to cleverly clear it with his ranged attack. May have also been using that just to kind of protect himself in case Shaco was headed towards him, but I think he saw Shaco moving away from that. I was unaware that that would actually hit the box, even if the box was not visible, so I'm still learning new things tonight. Graves, very good start with a BF sword. Ashe a little bit down, sitting on just the beginnings of probably a Phantom Dancer or maybe even a Static Shiv. Orianna doing a nice job of clearing out that pink ward. Nidalee did go a little bit of damage, went in on her, but not enough to get Orianna too far down. Shyvana sitting with just a sliver of health in that top lane, pinging for help, but I don't think too many people can help her in that top lane. She may have to give the tower over, as Jace has just gone hard this entire game, doing an excellent job of poking with his ranged attacks before jumping in and doing massive amounts of damage. There's that Orianna dissonance, so that's going to pull, sorry, oh my lord! I just lost all of my words. We're going to back that up and watch that real fast. What this also does is it allows people that are in the game to then watch some of the better parts in slow motion. So in the mid lane, once the camera jumps over, we see Nidalee jumping in here, and she's actually going to back off a bit as Orianna tries to get some damage down onto the minions there. Now Nidalee is going to back off from that, but the Orianna ultimate, after she turns back into human form, is going to do enough damage that Shaco's going to leap over the wall, throw that knife with the ignite ticking away. Lee Sin tries to save her, jumping over to her with that shield, but Lux out of nowhere with that ultimate is going to grab that kill. So great teamwork by everyone, being in the right positions at the right time. Blue team doing an excellent job. Would never have guessed Lux headed all the way up there just to have that ultimate ready for that Nidalee engage. There's that Dark Binding onto Dynamic Styre. A lot of damage. There's the heal though. Will it be enough? The auto attack from Graves is out. He's actually going to flash for that. Lux not quite getting there just in time to save Ashe, and that is going to be a death for Ashe and the first kill for Graves in the game. Now 2-2 as Purple team continues to progress very heavily in that bottom lane, 44 to 91 farm. Lux now sitting with 2 Doran's Blades and 2 mana regen necklaces, and so we'll be having all of the mana in the game, but even with that, she still does pretty good damage with her ultimate. Looks like Shaco, though, is going to try to get a fight happening, though. There's the spell immunity. Morgana ultimate coming out onto all members of blue team, but the clone was actually not attacked in that case. Is low health there. He might actually blow up and kill Morgana. Excellent positioning by Shaco. Graves there, though, is going to have the damage to finish off Lux, but Ash showing up just in time to pick up that kill on Graves with the help of Shaco, who stuck around his bait. Excellent job by blue team, baiting purple team in. Literally throwing out that spear that didn't actually do that much damage, as she's more interested in stacking up that Tear of the Goddess. In that top lane, though, Jace is doing massive amounts of damage, knocking Garuda down to half health without any problem at all, stacking 78 minions to 43 Shyvana, who's just trying to stay alive long enough for that top lane to continue to get at least some kind of farm. Jace range, though, is just a little bit much for Shyvana. Even though she is level 7, he is now a very tanky level 9. Ulas in the mid lane, down in farm still, about 69 to 101, having trouble dealing with this Orianna, who can farm very well, but looks like she's going to have the help of Lee Sin as he comes in for this fight. He throws out the Q, not going to land on anybody. Ulas throwing out his spear, going to chunk Mac Miller down to about half health, goes ahead and puts both of the, going to throw it down the distance to try to pull people away, but that cat was not able to be caught and only pulled Lee Sin, who just followed up with that Q and was able to grab that kill. I think it was Sin to grab that kill. Not always positive. Sometimes I miss what I'm saying. Jace coming back in that top lane just to farm up all those minions. He has double Dorans. He has the lifesteal he needs. Doesn't even care about little minion damage as he is level 9. Lee versus Shaco. A little bit of damage onto Shaco as you lost in that mid lane, throwing out those spears. Now 0-1 and 1. Still doesn't have a kill, so that means Lee Sin did get the kill. I was right, as Russo and Pachinator are continuing to push very heartily in that bottom lane. Dynamic Styre go ahead and throwing out that seeking hawk shot just to see what vision there were. Jace actually coming into the mid lane, going to do a nice job of knocking her on the back, but the minion shot will be enough. No, but the Nidalee Spear is there despite the shield by Orianna. It's going to be enough damage to finish her off. Quartz now coming in, trying to get some damage onto Dragon's Rage. Actually used the clone who soaked up too much damage and was able with red buff to finish off Jace, taking down the mighty Jace. But now Shyvana following up, coming to the mid lane, the ignites onto the Nidalee, who's just going to be able to hop away and throw down that heal to keep herself alive. What a fight in the mid lane. Jace is too OP. No, he isn't. As Jace, despite being super massive in that top lane, picked the wrong target and got knocked down. Ash doing a little bit of damage to Graves here in that bottom lane, but he has way more damage. Throwing down the ultimate is going to finish off Ash in that bottom lane. 52 farm to 122. Having a very tough time holding it together in that bottom lane. Just got to farm freely because I warded my lane. More farm, but I'm Ori, so my late game's good. Don't start trash talk, Shyvana, you hear me. Neither team should be trash talking, as this is just a friendly game. No need for trash talking on either team. Let's just play a very fun game. No matter who's good or who's not good, it's just a game of League of Legends. There's a nice dark binding onto Lux by the Morgana, who's both members are going to go back and forth. A little bit of damage. The exhaust onto Lux may spell her death as Graves is coming in doing a lot of damage. Actually threw down a ward there. I don't know if it was his or Morgana's, but either way, nice trinket ward, which kept vision on Lux so that Graves could finish her off in that bottom lane. Both team members struggling down very heavily down there. Jason now chasing in onto Garuda, ignoring the minions. Who needs minions when we can chase and maybe get a kill on this Shyvana? Nice long-range Nidalee Spear is going to poke a little bit of damage onto the Orianna. Still doesn't have a heavy amount of AP, but now Morgana's going to come in here and possibly use her ultimate. There she is, with the damage from Shaco. She starts her ultimate, it's not going to be enough. Shaco Shiv is just going to destroy her as now Lee Sin considering going in, but that is a Shaco clone, but he doesn't know it just yet. Actually, he probably does, because Shaco has that blue buff. Actually, Nidalee flashed to try to get in his spear, but both Nidalee and Orianna now turning in onto Lee Sin. The dissonance from Orianna is there, but she jumps out of the way just before the tower is able to take her down. All members of blue team so low health. Lux is now showing up, throwing out the ultimate, but not going to be enough to take on the tower. Orianna doing a good job of dancing in and out of the battle lines. Nidalee still sitting with both double buffs, so she is going to have that mana for continuing to throw out spears, but they are going to have to back off as the health is not there. They were able to take down that tower. Ruzo actually jumping and then flashing to get the distance he needed, threw out the ultimate and grabbed that Orianna kill from a massive distance. Amazing job. Shaco actually is going a little bit more of the AD route. He only has 2 longswords in his inventory, despite, or in addition to that, I think Spirit Lizard, Elder Lizard, there, Spirit of the Elder Lizard. Rudo in that top lane, giving over the tower to Jace, is not able to handle that Jace damage up there just yet. Morgana doing a nice spell shield to block a lot of Joshua Mitsu's damage. Pachinier sitting at about 2/3 health, as you lost, and half health is going to come down here. Does have the red buff. So impossible to kill, says Orianna. The snare by Lux is not going to find a target as Jace comes in here. He actually teleported into that ward in that bottom lane, and now Lux with very little health is going to be found by Graves and go down as well. Both bottom laners once again dying now, 1 and 3 each. The Lux has 2 assists from helping out in that mid lane. Shaco very low health in that mid lane as well, going to be backing off, going and getting a little bit of farm on those wolves before possibly heading back and continuing to buy Phantom Dancer. First item finished by Ashe, not necessarily the first item you want to finish on an Ashe, but will give her pretty good attack speed, but not necessarily the damage that you need. Bloodthirster being picked up by Graves, that's going to help him out very heavily. Looks like Nidalee has started her Zanya's, though is instead going to be picking up a little bit of damage with that Blasting Wand. A little bit of bouncing back and forth here. Jace doing a little bit of damage with that long distance, but now all 5 members of purple team are down here, throwing another ward into there. Nice dissonance by Orianna is going to stop all 5 members and pull them together, but none of the other members of blue team are here to help out. Maybe could have saved it until the fight actually broke out, but it also saved her if purple team had gone in heartily on her. So pretty good job as well. Blue team now pinging to Dragon, but Dragon is already gone there, not going to be there. Purple team having taken first Dragon, now 11 kills, 2-6, very strongly in the lead with about 7k gold. As Gerudo now comes in, throws down a little bit of damage onto Jace, who actually was slowed by that Shaco Shiv. There's that Dragon ultimate as Orianna takes that first kill in the mid lane. Look at that Black Dragon coming in here. The shield from Orianna massively surrounding her as blue team is pushing in on purple team's mid lane. Lee Sin actually jumping to a ward to get close to the fight. That shield from, or that snare from Lux going to stop Morgana in her tracks. She tries to get in here. Nice Nidalee Spear's not going to find a target though, as the rest of blue team is going to back off as all the members are down to about half health here. Nidalee Spear wants to find a target and it's going to find Lux. Great job predicting her movement there and slipping between a lot of the members of blue team. There's another spear, but it's not going to find the target on Shyvana. Graves doing a little bit of damage on Anna, but that's not going to find death either. Shaco full health on the sidelines, just waiting for an opportunity to jump in to help an ally out. Lee Sin actually gets that Q onto her as the rest of blue team is going to mill around this tower in the mid lane, trying to save it if they can, but not sure if they have enough members with enough health to hold this tower, as blue team is going to back off. Shaco with that Tiamat now is going to be doing massive amounts of damage, or I guess AD damage is what I want to call it. But purple team is going to be able to poke down this tower despite the flash. Orianna still got spellbind by Morgana. Is going to throw down the ultimate. That's going to pull Jace under the tower. That's going to be enough damage to finish her off. Shyvana actually picking up that kill as then Shaco goes in onto Nidalee, but his clone is going to continue to do auto attacks on Morgana. Will be enough. Josh Shimizu picking up that kill on Pachinator, as blue team, despite losing the tower, was able to pick up 2 kills for it instead. Orianna barely able to make it out of that fight. A beautiful heal by, I guess, yeah, it was Orianna who took heal, saving her at that last second as the rest of purple team tried to jump in onto that. We're going to jump back and actually watch that fight once again as the rest of the team's back off. Okay, there we go. So, oops, going to jump just a little bit more. So in the mid lane, purple team backs off. Blue team's able to take the tower without a problem. Not quite instant replay is what I call it. There we go. So, whoa. So Jace comes in here. Beautiful ult by Orianna is going to pull Jace into the tower. He does get the knockback onto Orianna, but instantly then gets destroyed by the rest of blue team who is there for the kill. As Shaco goes ahead and uses his ultimate, doing a nice job of distracting purple team members with his clone, as that clone's going to come in and just get a bit of damage down. I think the actual red buff proc did go down onto Morgana just before it disappeared on the Shaco, as they were able to pick up that kill on Morgana with that slow. And then we're going to speed back up as blue team, we're just going to go back into normal mode, as blue team now continues to figure out where they want to defend next. Shaco already over a blue buff, saying, I'm going to pick this up if I can. He is pinging. I think it might be Orianna that is making her way over there. He's going to give it to Orianna. What a great teammate. Great job, Quartz, with that teammate playing Orianna. Have a little bit of trouble, but there she is. She does pick up that blue buff. Now coming over here, I think she meant to help out Shaco and instead stole all of Shaco's wolves accidentally. So, sorry, Orianna. But yes, as Redfield 6 stated, great skill shots by all of the members, throwing that out there. And I'm sorry, I did not mean to jump the thing around. I actually wanted to see how many people are still watching. We are still chilling at 10 viewers, which is pretty incredible in the game at the moment. So, thank you all for watching. 9 kills to 12. Purple team still a little bit in the lead. Tier over Chalice, next level. There we go. Morgana just missing that dark binding on Lux, who moved at the last second, which is unfortunate. Nice spell immunity from Morgana is going to keep her alive for just a little bit, as she is then going to take out this pink ward by blue team, as they have a nice ward sitting in that bush as well. Keep vision. Orianna not really trash talking, as she just finished that Chalice, so Lee Sin doing a nice job of leaping all the way toward the Orianna and kicking her back. That's going to spell death as Graves comes in and gets his ultimate down, doing massive amounts of damage. Is just going to clear Orianna out of the game. I don't think Orianna is actually going to go AFK. Hopefully she won't, but this game is shoutcasted, remember that. So that means that a lot of people are going to watch these games on YouTube, and they're going to know your names and not going to want to play it. Shyvana in that top lane still struggling a good bit, as Jace is going to get a good amount of damage dancing just outside of that tower range. This purple team tries to make a stranglehold on that mid lane tower. In that top lane now, Shaco showed up. The nice knockback from the hammer is going to stop Shaco a little bit. Flash from Jace there. He does have his ward over the wall, ready to leap to it, but Shaco's going to leap over the wall. Nice job jumping to him. I think Jace actually saw the orange cloud, and that is why he turned on the damage with that ranged ability, as Shyvana was not there to follow up on that. Blue team tower going down in the mid lane. Lux doing a nice job of ulting to clear the minion wave. Just try to keep purple team off of this tower for a little bit longer. A nice spellbinding from Morgana is going to stop Yoshimitsu in his tracks. Jace taking a nice try, as Shaco did a pretty good job. Nice Nidalee Spear over the wall is going to take Yoshimitsu down a little bit low health. Poke comp impossible to beat, states the Orianna, as purple team does have that poke composition. I think both teams should focus on the game and stop talking in chat at all, as blue team gets another nice ward over the wall. Gonna have some vision on purple team. Purple team actually has their own ward and trap over the wall themselves, so they're gonna have some vision on blue team, as both teams try to poke it down just a little bit. Another Nidalee Spear flying by Orianna's robotic ear, as she continues to try to get a little bit harassed onto purple team. In that top lane, Shaco's looking for Jace again, but I don't know if he'll find him in time. No! Jace just gets out as Shaco jumps into that bush. Unfortunate for Shaco, but good for Jace being able to get out in that top lane. So more poke going back and forth between both teams, as they are just trying to find a champion to knock down immediately and get this 4v4 down to a 3v4. Looks like Jace did teleport to this bottom lane, so the purple team is going to be looking for this tower. Graves getting a nice ultimate over the wall, and that's going to finish off Orianna before doing a lot of damage to Lux. He's going to have to back off. Shyvana tanking a lot of damage now, going hard onto Jace. Will it be enough? The Ignite was down. He is very low health, but the rest of the purple team is going to follow up. Shyvana trying to find some fancy maneuvers over the wall with that flash, is not going to do quite enough. Nidalee actually being the one to pick up that kill on Shyvana. Both flashes coming out here from Nidalee and Morgana to chase on the flash of the Lux, and that is Patchinator picking up that kill in that bottom lane. Ooh, says Nidalee. Sniped. Oh, Ashe trying to do a nice fancy job of throwing out that ultimate to hit Lee Sin in the middle of his jump, but it actually ended up landing onto Graves, who Orianna ulting to pull a lot of the members of Purple Team underneath the tower, but not enough damage from the tower there just yet. The dancing back and forth, though, is going to be enough as Shaco picks up a double kill before pursuing the members. Will he continue it on? All of the beautiful ults coming out from blue team, which is going to do just enough. Shaco actually leaping over the wall. Graves burning a little bit of a Q for no reason, but he feared that Shaco was just behind him. But purple team is looking at moving their way towards Dragon, and Shaco is already there, kind of waiting for him. I think he threw a box over the wall. Oh, Graves doing an excellent job of leaping out of the bush to instantly nuke Ashe down with that damage. As now Orianna is going to get a little bit of damage onto Ulas, who has no mana and is going to want to stay in cap form. They're throwing a spear, is going to put her at almost no mana. Shaco actually helping his team out, going to go ahead and grab Dragon, knowing that purple team's still occupied in that bottom lane. There's that Lux ultimate, puts Morgana at almost no health. She does have the spell shield. Orianna throwing a nice trinket ward that's going to give vision to her of that Morgana with almost no health. Will she be able to walk out of that? I have a feeling that Shaco is going to find her. Nearly did finish her Zanya's Hourglass. There comes Shaco. Actually threw it to the minion, so Morgana knows that he is there, or should know at least. Maybe trying to back underneath the tower. Shaco now pretty in a tight spot here. There goes jumping. Going to throw that Shiv. Will it be enough to finish on Morgana? The auto attack is going to finish her off. Nice shield from Orianna. It's going to keep him alive as the Jace. Long range blast. Not going to find its target. Nice box from Shaco is going to stop Jace in his tracks. But a Nidalee Spear is going to find its target on the Shyvana. As purple team is once again back to chasing in this bottom lane. Shaco doing a good job though of getting his team that gold with the dragon, as well as picking a blue buff, which is going to halt purple team's massive lead just by a little bit as he continues to prance his crazy little self around. That poke team though with the Nidalee spears and the Jace poke is just too much for blue team, as they are going to back and give this inhibitor over to purple team, but maybe not without a fight as they come back into it. Ashe in the lead going to take a chunk of help off as Jace finds her with that Q damage. There's that Nidalee Spear, once again not finding a mark, but we know that she can hit those skill shots when she wants to. Blue team continue to progress in. There goes the Q from Orianna, just trying to find a little bit of damage on purple team, as both teams are now not exactly sure what to do. Purple team knows that they can just continue to progress with their poke combo, and look at that damage from Jace coming out onto the Orianna, knocking her down to a third health. As long as they can keep poking, they have the advantage. Blue team's going to have to do something crazy, such as Shyvana just dive in 1v4, just enough for her team to follow up with an Orianna shield and ultimate. May keep her alive long enough for blue team to actually get the targets that they want to destroy. Purple team is not all that unsquishy, but there's that damage onto Ashe once again as all members of purple team find their target, or I guess 4 members of purple team find their target and finish her off. There, she jumped out a little bit too early, and Morgana was able to find that Q, that seeking target, and get that kill. Lux, I think, was actually typing to her team as she then had to took a lot of damage for it. A lot of damage going down to that Shaco clone, but even though it explodes, not going to find its target. Purple team strongly in the lead, 20-12, maybe looking at finishing it off here as they have that poke damage to finish off Lux as well. Shaco diving hard though, trying to make a fight happen before backing off, just seeking to do as much damage as possible. Purple team is going to back off from this just a little bit as they continue to wait for more targets to poke down. Ashe is going to find its target on Lee Sin. Cooper there getting stunned for a short bit as Ulas continue to throw out those spears, chunking down health left and right. Dynamic Styre once again being shielded by allies, but Ulas picking up that kill on Orianna, as Orianna just shielded the Ashe. Wrong target to shield, I guess, in that current fight. Sniperino. Poke comp NA, as Orianna says. Purple team doing a good job, though they were unable to take down a tower. Give it to blue team, though, for defending as long as they did. Can't find any good slow motion moments, though, as no team actually wants to go hard in a full fight. Well, you're bound to throw, hit one if you keep throwing. That is the power of Nidalee. As long as she keeps throwing a spear, she'll eventually find a target to hit. Oh my gosh, the flash from Lux is going to save her as she only gets the second wave of damage from Graves' ultimate. She actually flashed out of that initial damage, and then is just going to do escape from that. Purple team now once again back and full health, ready to continue to poke more. Not always the most fun game to watch, but can secure you a win in this game. Another Nidalee spear whiffing past blue team, but they know that once it lands, it's going to do a lot of damage. Jace is actually, as they said, is going to have a little bit more damage, as he has now finished both the Bloodthirster and Muramana, which means he's going to have a lot of damage. Nidalee spear trunking Ashe down, almost taking her out of the game with one hit, but not quite enough to finish her off. But now they know that one of those spears can chunk Ashe down more than they want. Blue team struggling to figure out how to stop this insane push by purple team that is just continuing hard. Shyvana really does need to get tanky enough to just leap in, soak up the initial damage from purple team. Once you get that close, you force them to scatter, and once they're unfocused, it's a lot harder to get those skill shots down. So Shaco's tried that a couple times, leaping in and then being able to back out, but he, as kind of a squishy damage dealer, 7 and 2, is not going to be able to tank up too much damage from purple team. Here comes Shyvana, though. Maybe she'll actually attempt something. She is pretty squishy herself, as she has gone the damage route with the Bork, which is not what you want to do. You need to go straight tankiness in a team like this. There's that Ashe arrow going to stop Lee Sin once again, but not really helpful. You need to save it for a team fight. Blue team just playing this very poorly, I think, as purple team is continuing to find the right targets with their poke. All they have to do is just keep poking blue team down, and they'll eventually get strong enough to be able to take another tower or this inhibitor again and finish it off. As Shyvana has now started a Warden's Mail, so is going to get a little bit tanky, but needs to get a lot tankier if she's going to deal with the damage that Jace can output. Purple team has decided to go for this Baron. Looks like blue team is pinging it as well, saying maybe we should try to stop this. It is more than likely that purple team is there. Purple team does not have a inhibitor down, so they're not going to have the minions pushing in their favor as blue team shows up. 5-man strong for this fight. Fight's finally going to break out. We're going to slow this down as Shyvana gets that damage. There she goes, ulting in dragon form, but the beautiful ult by Morgana is going to go down and actually only going to stop the Orianna. The breadth of blue team is scattered, though, and left Shyvana all to her own devices, and she is going to get taken out way too early as the Orianna is going to shield herself. A nice Zenith from Morgana is going to keep her alive. Ashe now in the back lines. Lux trying to do what she can, shielding Orianna, going to keep her alive. A beautiful ultimate by Orianna, though, is going to pull 3 members of purple team all together, but the damage is not there as the rest of blue team is just continuing to scatter. Orianna going down to the Nidalee in cat form, who is able to actually leap out of that Orianna ultimate. Good try by Orianna, though, to turn that fight around. Nidalee's going to throw another spear. Shaco is going to do his best to dodge it. Jace is now chasing onto the Ashe, or sorry, Jace chasing onto Lux down there. Shaco is going to leap over the wall to the Wraiths and walk his way out of there. 2 FPS in that fight. Too much going on, says the Orianna. Not able to focus too much. Blue team had an incredible opportunity to just go all in on that fight. Lee Sin actually going to find that Ashe there, but Shaco here to show up as well. That's a nice shift with a lot of damage onto Jakupa. Will be enough to ignite down as well. Ashe over the wall with that last auto attack, and the ignite taken away from Shaco is going to take that kill. But as I was saying, blue team had a great opportunity to actually fully fight in a team, but Gerudo went in hard like I was saying that he really needs to do, but the rest of the team was not there. You saw it, even though Shyvana's not all that tanky just yet, he was able to soak up a good amount of damage in that top lane. Jace now going hard onto Ashe, not going to be enough, as Shaco's going to have enough to finish him off. Orianna Ball actually finding that Morgana kill, as Lux was looking for it with that ultimate, but not quite enough. Purple team still unable to take this tower in that bottom lane. Shaco saying, hey, you can do damage to me, but so can I do damage to you. A nice combination of that Shaco box and the Ashe arrow from a massive distance away is going to stop Graves. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Lee Sin F Ignite over the wall. Looks like Orianna is going to be chasing on Nidalee, but you're not going to be able to catch that cat. She's just a little bit too fast. Yeah, Orianna needs to be able to hold on to her ultimate for when that Shyvana engages, and then just pop it onto her. Shyvana can leap into an enemy team, and then that Orianna ultimate's going to pull all 5 members of that team in. Ashe throws her ultimate out, stuns a very vulnerable target now that they've already got the Orianna ultimate on there. Graves going to come in here. Nice job from Orianna using her dissonance to do massive amounts of damage to Graves. Going to stand right at this edge, use the heal so she's a lot more health. But there she goes. She's going to have enough to finish off Graves. Great job with that play. Going to be able to take him out. Lee Sin now coming in here. Goes ahead and uses the shield. Dragon's Rage kick's going to knock her off to the side. But Cooper there with the follow-up. That's going to be enough to finish her off. Guru once again being caught out here as blue team tries to get down this Baron, and Shaco actually snipes it with the smite, I guess. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And that will be Baron for blue team. Even though a lot of blue team members are down, they will at least be able to oh, Dynamic Stire, why you're so close. Trying to dodge that Nidalee spear, but you can't walk away from it. Should have just maybe kept walking. I don't know. The hitbox from Nidalee is pretty crazy, as Jace actually gets the heal from Nidalee, keeping him alive with very low health. But she now has massive amounts of ability power with both the Zhonya's and a Rabadon's Death Cap, as well as Archangel, so her heals are going to be healing for several hundred now. But as I was saying, that Baron is going to do a nice amount of give a lot of gold and experience to blue team, which they need, even if their members are down. Look at the damage from Orianna, just nuking Nidalee down to only a quarter of health in one single attack. Jace getting a little bit of poke back, but it's not going to be enough. It's actually doing a lot less to Orianna now than it was earlier in the game. Purple team poke comp may be struggling now, as a lot of people know late game is who struggles the most. Finally, Shyvana getting a little bit tanky with that giant spell. Now we're getting into a good game. Shyvana now down to about 1/3 health. This purple team is still trying to do the little poke comp, but with the members of blue team getting a little bit tankier, they're surviving without any problem now. Or with not any problem, but a little bit less of a problem. Morgana picking up a frozen heart, so she's going to be doing a little bit of tanking herself as she gets ready to use her ultimate with that combination of Zhonya's. Dynamic Stire being taken pretty low health, but Jace is going to find her over the wall, being able to finish off that Ashe. Nice snare, though, by Lux is going to stop Jace as he tries to leap onto blue team, and the Orianna damage is there to finish him off. I wake up and go to sleep, says Ashe, who's died a number of times now, 2 and 7. Shaco going ham over the back lines is not going to be able to find a kill, but Lux is going to follow up and grab a kill on the Graves. However, that Nidalee's spear is continuing to wreak havoc as they go down and are going to grab Shyvana. Gerudo going down there. Pachinea, very low health, but has that spell shield. That's going to keep her alive as the Nidalee spears continue to pour out from that purple team. Oh, the damage is so massive. Purple team continuing to get their life being taken down in chunks. Nidalee, I think, was trying to type and instead flashed, burning that flash. Unfortunate for purple team is Morgana now stunned for a minute here, but the snare from Lux not going to find its mark as Pachinea was able to put down that spell shield and soaked up a lot of that. Yoshimitsu getting taken down pretty low health with that Nidalee spear before backing off, but did survive, and that's what counts. 31 kills to 18. Looks like Lee Sin is having a lot more trouble finishing off this dragon for purple team than Shaco was, but no one on blue team is there to be able to grab this dragon, so Lee Sin and Morgana should be able to take it without too much difficulty. Agent Marson? I don't know who Agent Marson is, but that's cool anyway. Massive items now coming out here as we get in towards the late game. Rabadon's Death Cap and that Void Staff from Orianna being finished. 240 farm. Not quite enough to match the 266 by Jason. But now 4-man running in here. Will they be able to find this Ashe and Orianna? Ashe does jump out of there just in time. Shaco looking for his red buff, but he's not going to find it as purple team was able to take it. Going ahead and throwing some boxes down so he can keep vision in this jungle. As purple team now looks to once again push in this bottom lane. It has not worked the last 4 times they have tried, and it is progressively getting harder and harder for them to be successful at it. So I don't know how successful they will be this time around. Dynamic Styro sitting in the front line, which is not what you want when Purple Team has a lot of poke. Shyvana now coming in here, has finished off that Radwin's Omen, which is very nice to stay tanky. Look how little damage Jason now does to her. Even Lux doesn't take a whole lot of damage from that Nidalee Spear, as Purple Team once again pushes in trying to get this inhibitor down. There's a Nidalee Spear. It is going to find its damage on Ashe though, as Ashe is still pretty squishy, being taken low health, but a lot of the members of Blue Team have that home guard, so even if they get taken down, okay Nid, calm down, they are able to get back. They were able to take down the inhibitor, but now's the chance for that Orianna-Shyvana combination for Shyvana to just leap in full mode. Orianna followed with her ultimate. There's a Dark Binding by Morgana. A lot of damage going on to Shyvana. Will it be enough? The ult from Ashe is going to find its mark onto Morgana. Not quite the mark you want, as Purple Team continues to throw out all of this damage from a distance. Ashe being taken down once again to half health, as Purple Team backs off, just waiting to get a couple kills down. Even though they've gotten a lot of damage down, they actually have not managed to get any kills just recently. Thank you, Mr. Crypt, for closing that poll. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying spectating with me. Dynamic Styro being taken very low health once again. There's the Graves ultimate, but once again, not finding a kill. For Blue Team still being taken low health. When you have a poke team like this, you don't have anyone who is full tanky enough to go in. Nice STK. Look at the damage from Orianna though, going to be doing mass amounts of damage and poke Purple Team down pretty heavily. There's that Shaco though, going to be knocking Jace down, very low health. Shaco wanted to jump in with that last Q. Well enough. Nice Lux ult is going to stop a lot of Purple Team's members from backing, but they are still so low health. Lee Sin, Ow, look at all of them with only bars of health. Actually, if you have your ultimate, now is the time to use it, but no, you used it earlier, as each member of Purple Team is going to be able to successfully back out of that. That is painful to watch. Blue Team held so well and tried so hard to stop the advancement from Purple Team, and they did. They stopped it, but they did not get any kills off of that. The advantage for Blue Team is that they have all those minions pushing into their base, so they are getting a lot of gold, whereas Purple Team doesn't quite have as much of those minions handing it to them. So okay, so now the votes are for MVP players, I think. Okay, yeah, you can vote for the MVP players. That's cool. I'm sorry. Gonna go ahead and look at all these people that are playing. Great job, guys. I think the game actually might be over in a moment. We have gone on for 41 minutes here, but that means a lot of the members do seem to be out. So I'm gonna vote for, who is it that I'm voting for? I am definitely voting for Quartz Z, which is, I guess I gotta do exclamation mark Z. There we go. Voted for Quark Z. People want to watch. Well, anyway, Purple Team is going to be pushing in here, going to try to grab this Baron. They've already done so successfully in the game. 68,000 gold, 58,000 gold, 10,000 gold in the lead. Blue Team now not going to be able to stop this push, or not going to be able to stop the Baron, as they are going to back off. A nice Ashe arrow is going to stop Nidalee, but the arrow is kind of wasted as she was able to just walk away from that. Blue Team now pinging to defend their mid lane towers. Purple Team, all with Baron, are looking to push this tower. Now that they have Baron, their poke's just going to be all the more powerful. Orianna may be getting caught out here. Dynamic Styro taking a little bit low health, but the heal is out, and that is going to keep her alive for just a little bit longer as that Nidalee Spear flies over the wall. Gerudo has gotten a little bit tanky with that Randuin's Omen, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop this, as Purple Team continues to try to throw all of their damage over the wall. Will it be enough? Looks like the game has been finished. Good game, a number of people are saying. I'm going to slow down this last fight because it may be the last fight of the game. Here we go as Purple Team pushes in onto this tower. They're going to be looking. They are able to take down the tower, but they're still not actually engaging in a full fight as that Jace damage comes from a distance. Graves now getting a lot of damage down onto this inhibitor. Gru is going to go all the way in, does have that Lux shield on, but no one to follow up. There's the Orianna shield as well, but Orianna's going to be taken out of the fight as that Nidalee Spear is going to find her. Jace is able to take down the Shyvana up there. She is all by herself with none of the team members. The snare is down onto purple team members. Lux was able to stop them for just a moment before they pushed down in. They're going to take out this inhibitor in that bottom lane. With only 3 members, blue team's looking pretty bleak as they have to defend. There's that damage from that Nidalee Spear onto Lux. Will it be enough? She was able to make it to the fountain alive, dodging that Nidalee Spear. Graves actually finishing off one of the towers right by the Nexus. Jace going to finish off that top tower as well as blue team. There's that Morgana's Dark Binding on Ashe is going to spell death for Dynamic Sire once again, as Dragon Rage is able to take down another inhibitor, and as they progress, they finish off that last tower, trying to get any more kills that they can before the game is over. Lee Sin finishing it off with those auto attacks on the Nexus. GG, GG. Look at that Shaco dance. Do the worm. Do the worm. Lee Sin doing a little bit of dance himself. Yeah. Do the worm. So, excellent job by everyone. You guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me tonight and watching Mr. Crip once again doing a fantastic job of moderating. Give him a hand. He is fantastic in everything that he does. Thank you to all the new people that joined and were watching. This was the last Shoutcast for the night, as it is now 1 a.m. here and I have to sleep. The game went on for 45 minutes, just for forever, but we're finally done. This game will be available on Twitch for you guys to watch as soon as I end the stream, as well as will be on YouTube tomorrow once I get that up. You guys can also find it on my Facebook page, which is available at Facebook/ThatShoutcastGuy. Pretty much anywhere on the internet that you type in That Shoutcast Guy, all in one word, you're going to find me. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, a lot of places. I do not have a tweet. What is it for tweeting? A Twitter. I do not have a Twitter out yet, but eventually I'll get a Twitter. If you guys need a Twitter, and that way you guys can see what's up, I will do that for you guys. But I have to get a lot of people like, we need a Twitter, before I actually get in on that, since I do not have a Twitter myself and don't even know what the heck all the tweeting is. But everyone wants to know who MVP is. Easily throwing it out there, without a doubt, to Quark Z for purple team. Or for a blue team. Blue team did lose, and I always start with MVP on the losing team. On that Shaco, not only a fantastic jungler, everywhere all at once, pushing lanes, going bottom lane, jumping behind the lines to deal damage, was leaping in 1v4 before anyone else on his team was available there to jump up and follow. Amazing job. Quark Z takes the cake for me, for the losing team, blue team, on getting MVP, giving blue buff over to Orianna, even though Orianna died a bunch, showing that teammate spirit and saying, hey, fantastic job, good, and keep it up, I'm going to give you blue buff, even though Shaco can use blue buff himself, especially with that AD route that he went. And now the real question, the MVP for purple team. It looks like a lot of people were voting for Ruse on the Graves. Had 3 votes. Well, it's not MVP is... Oh, community MVP is Nidalee. On You Lost 12-1. Holy cow, those skill shots. I'm going to agree with the community. It was pretty fantastic. Pretty fantastic. I do MVP for each team. And that way, even if you are on the losing team, you still can be the most valuable player on your team. Because it's not most valuable player in the whole game, it's most valuable player per team. So Quark Z was the MVP for blue team, and I'm going to agree with the community that You Lost on that Nidalee was a huge factor. But massive shout out to Dragon Rage in that top lane, just doing an incredible job against Shyvana, and then moving to other lanes. You saw his early gank in the mid lane that secured a kill on the Orianna. You saw him teleporting into the bottom lane to grab a bunch of pain down there. He was all over the map, always available, and he had more damage than Nidalee for most of the game. It wasn't up until the very end of the game when Nidalee grabbed that Void Staff. that she was actually doing more damage than Jace was. But huge shout out to Dragon's Rage MVP. You lost on the Nidalee. You guys were fantastic. Graves is the MVP in the community. Sorry, Graves. Apparently, according to Mr. Crip, Graves is actually the one who was the MVP for the community. So, Mr. Crip still doing a fantastic job of attempting to keep it together. Love you, Mr. Crip. I'm going to jump off because I've got to sleep at some point tonight because I've got work early tomorrow, which is actually today now that it's 1 a.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. But thank you everyone for watching. Fantastic job. I'll be available for a short period of time if you have any questions on the chat. Otherwise,